A
So
resilient
in a
learner
book club, let me
backpack.
see. Resilient learner backpack. Okay.
Yeah. So I kind of took the theory from the first book, The Polyvagal Path to Joyful Learning that Norton published. They wanted it very theoretical, and so there wasn't a lot of practical. So then this book, I did more practical stuff. Not that the theory isn't good and we don't need to know it. So I summarized. So it's basically I have 7 steps. So every month in my newsletter, I cover a different step each month. So far we've covered step 1, befriend your nervous system. And then I have backpack essentials like activities that go with that. And then step 2 is increase signals of safety and connection. Step 3, identifying regulating resources. That's kind of where we are today. And then step 4, retune the nervous system. And Leanna really helped me with this whole continuum, this repair continuum of when there is a rupture in a relationship, how to repair it. Leanna, you want to jump in and just talk about that importance of the repair process in the relationship between students, between staff, even.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's interesting because there's a lot of survival energy that happens in a day where you've got to get to the next thing. And it's the you have to get through the day. But if we get through the day with those ruptures not mended or the misses not mended, that's where it takes that emotional and physical toll on both the student and the teacher. Men's don't have to be long, but as long as they are attuned to that child's nervous system and to your own, like finding that co-regulating language, even that's what I call it. It then adds a sense of soothing to your nervous system biologically. And I believe that that's where, like, when you get into the neuroscience of polyvagal, it's the understanding that oxytocin can be released, dopamine can be released. And like that helps at the end of the day, our brain and our bodies make sense of the day where it feels more organized versus those little snags in the day where you just feel you can still feel it in your body. And of course, if one day happens like that, our bodies can deal with that, but a series of days, right? Or when it just becomes I'm in survival and I don't really attend to the mending of my own nervous system, even as a teacher, what does that do collectively over time?
My objective for that sheet that is, that's the repair sheet is you'll start to say, oh my goodness, I had 6 misses with the student that was never mended. Or I had 6 of those, but this week I also had 3 ruptures, and the kid ran out of the room and I sent him to the principal and I never heard back. I never heard it. I don't even know what happened. Like, did what happened in that office? And that student didn't come back and say, hey, sorry, you have to meet in the middle for those repairs to happen. And then hopefully you didn't have any breach and builds because those are really serious events. Those are when you're really threatened. Somebody's threatened you, you feel very unsafe. The kids in class feel very unsafe. They were threatened by somebody else. We're into a new month coming up, so we'll be on step 5, which is expand nervous system flexibility. So, I used to have in the energy expenditure model, I'm gradually changing it when I go to reprint things. It used to say the ANS part was balanced ANS. I've changed the word balanced to what? Flexible. We're not in balance. We're not either activated or not activated. It's about that flexible nervous
Mm.
system. When these things come in and you're trying to write, like your example of your student, that nervous system is getting more and more flexible as he's learning to name it and tame it, and being able to be hit with different scenarios and not blow. Just pushing that flexibility, increasing that flexibility. So that's going to be a fun one to narrate. And that's, I think, is a key when I was writing this. I was like, that was a big aha for me, was flexible. That's what we need. Everybody needs to have this flexible nervous system.
I love that. That really is good.
Yeah.
Really.
And with the flexibility in that chapter, We talk about the different states we can get in when we're flexible, right? We can get into play. We can be quietly still. We can be activated when we need to be at recess and run around, but then we can quiet it and come back in and be ready to learn. So that flexibility, that vagal break and all that good stuff, I think that's a real key. I think that's a word that we need to, instead of like, I want all our students to be calm. It's like we have to do calming stuff all the time. I really feel like it's about what does the nervous system need? It might need more active stuff. It might need quieter stuff. And it might be too, like one OT, she doesn't know she's an autism specialist. She wrote me and she said, so I can calm myself poster on. This kid runs in and he's all discombobulated and dysregulated. And he just ripped the poster off the wall, tore it to shreds and said, I don't want to do my calming today. She said, I just looked at him and it's like, it was too much for his nervous system to do quiet. Like he needs something big, push the wall, do the 3-pound sandball, do something big. Like he was just too activated to go quietly still. So I think this next chapter coming up is really interesting to me around that flexible, right?
Love that conversation.
Yeah, so that'll be our next one.
If you're enjoying this conversation, please sign up for my newsletter at www.schoolmoves.com and receive new videos and activities every Friday. You can order the Resilient Learners Backpack on Amazon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help get this information out. Thanks for all you do for children. Have a great day.